Hello and welcome to round 3 of season 17 here at ALR GT7 Racing. You're joining me for round 3 of Tier 4 White this season around Watkins Glen. And right before we start, let's have a quick look at the standings after round 2. At the end of round 2, with a bit of a lead in first place, we have Matthew with the Dodge Viper at 73 points. In second place in the championship standings, we have his teammate Jezza with 54 points. Just 3 points behind in third place is Boa with the GTR from 2013. Udele is in fourth with the Supra at 47 points, and at fifth place we have Juho with 35 points. So without further ado, let's go through the grid here for the sprint race and see where everyone qualified. In 16th place we have F. Wally. F. Wally, I believe, should be, let me bring up my settings real quick. I'm not sure who F. Wally is. Someone needs to help me. Is it a new driver I've not seen? It might be. So in 16th place we have F. Wally with the Ford GT, 15th place for Boa, 14th place for Jezza, Zelda in 13th place, Rocket in 12th, Monken in 11th, NTO up in 10th, Matthew in 9th. So the two leading championship contenders are not having great qualities here at Watkins Glen. Falcon is in 8th place, Black Charizard is in 7th place, Juho up in 6th, 5th place for Bandit, Monty up in 4th, 3rd place for Khan, 2nd place for Shadow's Wolf, and on pole positions at Watkins Glen is Udele. So let's get started for 9 laps around Watkins Glen. And we're off. It seems to be a good start for Shadow's Wolf and Udele. The Renault of Khan behind typically has a very good start, and Udele, he lost the position even before turn 1 to the Citroen, but let's see what happened here. Just a nudge from the Renault behind of Khan, and yeah, that's Khan is waiting there for him, but that's pole position completely lost there for Udele. Very unfortunate for him, but let's rejoin the lead of the race here. In first place Shadow's Wolf, and in second place Bandit is already forced to defend and actually about to lose the position to Monty. A bit of contact there between the two. Both of them go off track. Interesting to see that no penalties arrived out of this, but Black Charizard is the winner of all of this. Is up in 3rd place now, and Matthew already up into 4th. So great start for the championship leader in those few first corners. So Monty picked up a 1-second penalty there for cutting the chicane a bit. It seems Bandit was spared the penalty. Shadow's Wolf having a good start there out in front, managed to open up a bit of a gap, and now Matthew is already fighting with Charizard for 3rd place here. And we have finished the first lap of the race. Oh, what happened there? Let's have a very quick look. So on the final corner, Boa went a little bit wide. Zelda and Monken had a bit of a moment, and just a double tap between those two, and both of them end up in the wall. After the first couple of corners, Charizard still holding on to third place ahead of Matthew's Viper. And this is all working out nicely for Bandit, who is trying to open up a bit of a gap to make sure he's safe in second place. No huge death besides the first lap on the bus stop, which is good to see. Everyone seems pretty tightly packed as we see Monty dive on the inside of NTO, is given the room and manages to get ahead of the Renault. And now NTO will be under pressure from Bo here down this short straight. A bit of contact there, but it seems they managed to just about keep it clean. Seems to be a tight fight between these cars. Out in front it seems everything is pretty much as it was. We see Falcon go down the inside of Zelda, try it, but couldn't quite get it in there on the second to last corner and is forced to regroup behind. Udele up in 13th after that horrible start in turn 1, that push that left him in last place. Bit of a recovery drive for him. If he can get up to 10th place, that might do wonders for him, at least in the future. He's already up into 12th after overtaking Wally there with the Ford. See Boa and Rocket, both of them having a bit of a look on the cars ahead of them, but thinking better of it and not going for any over-ambitious moves. As we see Matthew coming under a bit of pressure from Juho behind him. So Matthew has dropped off of Black Charizard and is now under pressure from Juho to perhaps lose 4th position to the GTR, while Charizard out in front has managed to catch up to Bandit and is already taking a little bit, thinking about a move, or at least trying to force a mistake here. So let's stick with these two and see if we manage to catch some good action. We're just finishing lap 3 of 9 here for the sprint race. There's already little pockets of cars being separated out into small groups. Down in turn 1, no chance for the Citroen to go for a move. Right behind Matthew is still holding ahead of Juho. Let's see if Charizard will be close enough to go for a move down the bus stop. He is close, but not close enough. Let's see Monty forced to take a bit of a defensive line, try to break the toe at the start of the straight, manages to keep 6th position, which is good to see. Udele in 12th, catching up to 11th place Rocket. Big dive down the inside, and let's see how that looked from Udele's point of view. From the cinematic camera, it didn't look way great, and it's hard to call. He did go for a late dive, but he was pretty much on the inside of the corner, and I'm not sure if I can have a slam dunk decision here, but we'll stick with this camera angle for a moment here and see Boa on the inside of Moncon. Moncon goes for a bit of a switchback and got the inside line, but just clipped Boa's rear wheel a little bit. Udele gives a bit of a push, bit of pump draft to Monken, and then an unwanted contact with Boa. He drops down behind these two. They make a little bit of contact again, and Monken loses the position in the second to last corner. Quite dramatic here, these few corners. Let's see, where did we miss a pass here? Charizard just managed to get a very good exit and grab the inside line. Manages to get ahead of Bandit with a very nice move there. Just managed to get a great exit out of the corner and grab the inside line. As we see Matthew behind, forced to break the toe, goes a bit defensive into turn one. Bit of side-by-side action with Juho, but manages to keep for position, and the front left tire of Matthew is definitely struggling there. Way out in front, Shadow's Wolf is having a very chill race, holding on to the fastest lap of the race so far, and we're right about halfway there with the race distance for the sprint race. Charizard isn't yet overly pulling away from Bandit, but I expect he will open up a bit of a gap now to the NSX driver. As Monty what did I miss here? I'm not sure what I've missed. I'm a bit surprised that Monty is all the way up in 6th. Maybe I just got confused a little bit there, but either way he is all over the back of Juho now. So Matthew is definitely slowing down Juho, who is now under pressure by Monty. Juho having a look on the inside of Matthew, but that Viper is very fast in a straight line. Juho nevertheless sends it down the inside of the corner, has the grip and manages to take 4th place off of Matthew finally on lap 5. He should be able to pull away now if everything goes according to plan. Matthew's front left tire really struggling, so he'll be losing out a lot on this final corner as well. See him going very wide there. Monty follows him very wide as well. Out in 2nd place, Charizard has started to open up that gap a little bit to Bandit, but unless a calamity befalls Shadow's Wolf, Wolf is definitely running away with the sprint race win here, as we see Juho already opening up a bit of a gap on Matthew, and Monty eager to get past Matthew out in front of him, despite both of them having pretty similar tire wear, so that Lexus is also suffering a little bit on the front left tire. Just about 3.5 laps to go now, so they should be able to make these tires work till the end, but they might really struggle on the final few laps. NTO behind them has much better tire wear life, and he might benefit from both of these positions if those two just run out of tires. Monty having a bit of a look down the inside, but couldn't make something work, and now NTO gets the inside line. Monty outbroke himself a little bit, forced to go wide, managed to get the inside line for the next corner and keep the position for now, but he's definitely starting to struggle on that front left tire, and these corners will start punishing him. This will really open up the door for NTO. As for the moment, Matthew is saved mostly by the straight light speed of that Viper. Down in turn 1, NTO grabs the inside line off of Monty and just about manages to get out in front, is now in the slipstream of Matthew. This should benefit him a lot. He should be able to hold the position, maybe even go for a bit of a move down the bus stop. Although it'd be wiser to wait it out. Out in front, the two Citroens are running away with the first two positions of the race. As Juho has actually caught up and passed Bandit, which I must have missed somewhere, but Juho is already up in third place now, so a fantastic drive for him. A little bit down the order in 8th place, Jezza just serving half a second penalty, and Jezza's front left tire likewise suffering a lot. Monken as well suffering a lot. As the two Ford GTs are stuck a bit together. Wally actually on the medium tires, so that explains the pace difference a little bit, but he might benefit a couple of positions here in the final laps if everyone else struggles as well. Out in front, Shadows Wolf lapping in the 46s for the past couple of laps comfortably. In the 46s as well for Black Charizard. Juho has opened up a bit of a gap to Bandit, who is also suffering with the tires, and Matthew is holding on for his life on that 5th position with NTO behind him on a charge. Monty with a 1 second penalty. I don't think he'll lose a position, but he'll definitely fall out of this fight for 5th or 6th place. So let's stick here with NTO and Matthew, as they seem to be the closest battle on the track and the biggest contention for a change of position. NTO essentially stuck to the back of that Viper, just unable to go for a move on any of the straights. Matthew just barely holding it on with the tires here, as Monty serves this penalty and drops a little bit out of contention here. Holding out nicely there from Matthew on the right hander. It's definitely difficult with tires so much gone. But let's see if he'll be able to make the final corner cleanly here. He picks a bit of a defensive line, and that leaves him vulnerable, and NTO goes for the switchback, grabs the side line, and is already ahead of Matthew. So Matthew now has the overspeed to maybe go for a move down turn 1. Thinks better of it, slots behind NTO, and that's 5th place for NTO, 6th for Matthew at the start of the final lap here. Let's see how is Jezza holding on. Really bad moment to catch Jezza as he loses out 3 positions in the span of a couple of corners. He's really suffering with those tires, as Wally, Monken and Falcon all pass him. Monty in 7th, really suffering with a fully dead front left tire, but he just about might hold on to 7th position here. Let's rejoin our race leader for the last couple of corners here. A very strong drive by Shadows Wolf. managed to get the lead of the race even before turn 1 and never looked back to open up a huge gap and just put in the laps. And Shadow Wolf wins the sprint race here at Watkins Glen. Second place for Black Charizard. Great race, great overtakes to get on the second step of the podium. Third place for Juho. Great pace from him as well, and managed to make some nice moves. Bandit gets fourth place. Fifth for NTO after profiting with the superior tire life of the Renault. Matthew in sixth place. Falcon in seventh. Wally in eighth. Monty in ninth. 10th for Udale, so he managed to convert that last position into a feature pole position. 11th place for Khan, 12th for Moncon, 13th for Jezza, 14th for Rocket, Boa in 15th, and Zelda in 16th place. And a lot of these cars on fully dead front left tires, so they were definitely struggling with the tire wear. So after that eventful sprint race, it's time to go for the main event, the feature race here at Watkins. As I catch my breath for a bit of a second while it's loading. Alright, feature race at Watkins. We have 23 laps to do. Let's see how the cars line up and what tires everyone has chosen here. Zelda starting in 16th on the hards, Boy in 15th, Rocket 14th, 13th for Jezza, 12th for Monkan, and he's the first car we see on the medium tires. 11th for Khan on the hards, 10th for Shadow's Wolf. Of course, the top 10 are reversed for the feature race. 9th place for Charizard Juho on the mediums in 8th place. 7th place for Bandit on the mediums as well. NTO 6th on the hards. Matthew 5th. Falcon in 4th. Wally starts in 3rd. Monty on the mediums in 2nd place, so that's an interesting strategy we'll see from him. And on the feature race pole position, we have Udale starting on the hard tires. Here we go, Bandit. Is there something I need to be on the lookout from you? Let's see, rolling starts are usually a bit calmer than the standing starts of the sprint races, although we already had Matthew have a bit of a look there, but everyone essentially as they were. And down the bus stop we go. Bandit had a bit of a look on NTO, but thought better of it. Hearing a few tire screeches, but everyone is keeping it clean and on track, which is good to see. As Falcon goes for a dive inside of NTO, Bandit goes as well, as these three are side by side through these corners. NTO manages to grab the inside line. Will Falcon stick it out on the outside? Just about. And what happened in front of us? What happened to Udale? So he's in first place with Monty. A bit of a push wide from Monty, and Udale is into the wall and loses out also many positions here. That's extremely unfortunate for Udele, both in the sprint race and now at the start of the feature. He's already down in 10th place after that contact with Monty, and it did seem he was just pushed wide there, unfortunately. But what else did we miss? So let's go back through this moment. Yeah, Wally was hit a little bit as well, and Matthew inherits the race lead. Wally in third. Second place for NTO. So Matthew the big winner out of this kerfuffle, I think it's fair to say. And bended up into fourth already as well. What a first lap here. This race is definitely delivering as Bandit dives on the inside of Wally and manages to get third place. Wally managed to keep it down the start-finish straight. As we join Shadow's Wolf, just diving down the inside of Falcon and just about manages to get 7th place. And no, I did not miss that. Let's see what happened again to Udele here. Just on the power too much too early and spins the rear of the cart. Very, very unfortunate from him, as Monkan is now looking at the back of Khan. Do we have any brave moves into the bus stop? Just about. Monkan had a look, but backed out of it. Just wise in that position, as they weren't really alongside, and he will definitely get his chance. Already looking into the inside, just about manages to hold it. Turns into the outside line here. Bit of contact between these two, but Monkan manages to brake a little bit later. Couldn't quite hold it on the outside though, as he has now slowed it behind Khan. Let's see, out in front. Bandit in third place, looking to go for a move on NTO maybe. Ambitious dive on the inside, but manages to make it work. Takes second place off of NTO, as Matthew out in front has managed to open up a little bit of a breathing gap, so he might focus a bit on his laps rather than looking in his mirror all the times. That was a great overtake by Bandit. NTO looked a bit wide there on the second to last corner. Let's see if he picks up a penalty. A full second of a penalty there, so that will drop him at least a couple of positions back, so that's very unfortunate for him. Do we have any moves being prepared for turn 1? Nope, not this time. Oh, NTO has picked up more penalties. He's now up to 2.5 seconds of penalties. That's not good to see for him. This will absolutely destroy his race. He will lose a lot of positions because of that. And the whole field seems to be pretty tight for the moment. Let's see where he ends up. So he's starting to serve the penalty in third. Let's see how many cars pass him. That's 2 already. 3, 4. Just about 5 cars managed to get past him. So that was a humongous penalty there for NTO, loses 5 positions. The track limits here and the penalties absolutely deadly, but had a bit of a moment on the power, it seemed, but manages to keep it pointed forward. Let's join here. Wally and Juho fighting for third place, and the two Citroens are fighting over 5th place as well. Both of them on the hard tires. So interesting that they are fighting, switching positions instead of maybe working together. But Shadow's Wolf is now ahead of Charizard and maybe looking to push forwards off of that great result he had in the sprint race. Juho on the medium tires, all over the back of Wally here, who is on the hards. So if Juho's strategy is to work, he needs to get a move done as quickly as possible. Bandit already caught up to Matthew here. And he's maybe going to go for a move. Yeah, so Charizard's sharing that he was struggling on the hards and just gave up the position to his teammate, which is definitely the smarter thing to do. If you see you're not really able to hold to the position, it might be overall beneficial to sacrifice one position instead of losing lots of time just fighting pointlessly to keep a position. Bandit has caught up to Matthew here, but couldn't quite make a move. As we see, Shadow's Wolf has caught up to Juho, who picks up a 2-second penalty, absolutely destroying his race there. So Juho must have picked that up at the bus stop for cutting it. He manages to get ahead of Wally here, but that won't matter as Juho is about to lose at least 4 positions here from this penalty. So from 3rd, Serengate to 2nd penalty here. Yeah, 4 positions. He's down in 7th now. And goes a bit wide there. Let's hope he doesn't pick up another penalty from this. Just about manages to avoid it. So let's rejoin the battle for the lead here. Matthew forced to take a defensive line. Bandit chasing him all the way through that NSX. Definitely fast around the corners, but no match for the Viper on the straight line. As these two seem to have run away with it so far. As Shadow's Wolf is chasing Wally now for 3rd place. He seems to have the overspeed on him. Had a bit of a look, but thinks better of it. Trying to force Wally into a mistake here. Wally, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please excuse me and feel free to correct me. Now that I think about it, it might be Whaley. So do give me a shout if I've butchered your name and how I should pronounce it going forwards. But Shadow's Wolf manages to get that move done and gets third position ahead of the 4GT. So let's see now that he's in clean air if he'll be able to start eating into the gap to the top two cars. Charizard is on the back of Wally again, so he's now looking to get that move done just like his teammate. Yeah, Wally dropping off the back of Shadow's Wolf now and is already under a bit of pressure there. Yeah, definitely losing time and will be under pressure from like Charizard. I'm sorry guys, but I'll have to pause the stream as something's come up. Really sorry. I'll see if I'll be able to continue it.